Greetings, warriors! My name's Pretty, and welcome to my review on Alchemy Stars! I've been playing Alchemy Stars for, oh gosh, about a month now at time of recording. Yeah, I've been playing this for a while, so I got some thoughts on it, as usual. And if you haven't seen previous gacha reviews of mine, essentially what I like to do is 1, talk about the gameplay and the story. 2, I like to talk about the gacha because, you know, it's a gacha game. I gotta talk about the gacha. 3, I talk about the user interface, and then finally I finish up with my thoughts. With that all in mind, let's dive into Alchemy Stars. So obviously I'll talk about the user interface in a minute, but this is your landing page for Alchemy Stars. Let's just get us over into the gameplay. Since I'm going to be talking, I'm just gonna be doing auto battle. So I can, you know, talk. So, the basics of the gameplay for Alchemy Stars is you will be greeted by a colored grid, essentially. Kind of like a chess grid, varies in shape depending on what kind of map you're doing. And the basics of it is you connect as many colored tiles as you can. Each character represents an element, and those elements can be you can attack when you're on that color. So for example, any water characters or ice characters that are blue activate their skills on blue tiles. Except for your lead. Your lead always activates, which is great. So your lead always attacks, your lead always does their chain combo. And chain combos are, well, you know, the spirally stuff, the big explosions, and then the zappies. So everybody has their own special chain combo. Each character also has their own active ability. So you see that you have cooldown buttons on the side, and when you get to the cooldown, you get to do stuff. For example, his is you heal and damage people around you, which is great. I love Novio so much. But that's the basics of the gameplay. Each map is roughly this size. Typically they'll vary in like holes and some minor details, but roughly they're all about this size. Which I was concerned about at the start, to be honest. I thought it would be kind of boring having the same layout. However, the enemies are unique enough that I'm not too worried about that. The maps themselves also have specific things like skilled commands. Oh, I just made myself glitch. Like skilled commands. They have effects that take place on the map. Sometimes it's like, you can't heal, you're screwed. Sometimes it's, hey, they get to increase their damage after each round kind of stuff. And I think it adds a lot of variety into, you know, the maps. Let me just show you an easy story stage, because yeah, I will talk about the story in a minute, because as you can tell, I've gotten pretty far. So, you know, let me just show you a basic one. I don't even know if this is gonna be a different one, but we'll go. We'll do it. And you get to see like some of the stages that you will play when, you know, you're beginning, instead of like very far in like I am. Because I am very far in. I'm very far in. But see, roughly about the same size, and then I'm just letting it audio, obviously. But each enemy is like unique. They all have their own elements, which, you know, there's an element pyramid. Makes sense, right? And it's genuinely so much fun. Like, I could just play this game for hours and hours on end, which I have, because at the start, you know, you got a lot of resources, you got a lot of, you know, things, and a lot of energy restoration, and it just, I I've played this game so much. It's genuinely a lot of fun. I know obviously I'm not playing it right now because I'm auto-battling, because it's kind of hard for me to battle and talk at the same time, but it's so fun to think and try to plan out the best way that you could possibly do, and all of the characters are so unique from one another that they, like, you can change your team comp and then do a map the exact same and still have, like, a different ending to it, and I think that's so fun and unique, and oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love it. Love it. I'm thoroughly happy with it. And the way they introduce, you know, like, new things, like there's like stones that you can break with certain abilities, and they introduce it in just such a nice and natural way. And when you, all right, let me get to the previous chapter so I can show you some of the stuff I'm gonna talk about. Oh, we can do this one. I haven't done that one. Oops. So it's kind of hard to recognize at a glance what characters do. Specifically the enemies, because they kind of all have the same color palette, but it makes sense, trust me. But like, see, they have these glowy effects, which I don't know, but you can learn roughly what they're about to do. Some of the things I wish they were a little more of like, hey, yeah, we already taught you this, but you can click on it to figure it out, because I know there's something that the glowy yellow means, and I don't remember for the life of me. I don't remember. That's one thing I wish that the gameplay would improve on a little bit. I also wish that you could have automatically showing where the danger zones are, because right now you just have to click and see what everybody does at that moment. This map has a lot of stuff going on, so I can show you a lot of things. So some of the things that like the map does is obviously they have these stones that you can break, which I mentioned. They have conveyor belts for some reason, which is fun. It adds a lot of chaos. And then you have these chained blocks right over here. That means you can't alter them. So some characters have abilities like, oh, this lovely queen. She could change colors into blue, and you can't on those chained ones. I really like it. It's so much fun. Another problem I do have is, so you can change your lead most of the time 3 times. And for some maps, I can understand that. For others, like, when the bosses, you know, change elements. Kind of wish you had a little bit more than 3. Sometimes you do, sometimes you have infinite, and sometimes you're stuck at 3. Let's just, oh yeah, I have to actually clear it to unlock the auto battle. Anyways, well, I'll just take care of this as I'm talking then. So another key thing of, you know, gacha games is the grind. You know, you gotta grind for resources, you gotta grind for levels, you gotta just grind. And I have mixed feelings on the grind in Alchemy Stars. Sometimes it's really nice. You can just clear something once and then you auto-bat it over and over and over and you get your resources. You get these little, I forget what they're called. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. That seldom has happened to me. Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. I'm bad at this game. But, the grind. So, the grind itself is interesting because... So, I've said that sometimes it's really nice and quick, and other times it's just like... It takes forever. Like, getting Ascension 3, which is the highest current Ascension that you can get at this time, takes so long because the drop rates are low, but you can craft stuff, and it's a mixed bag. So I wish grinding was a little bit better, a little faster, especially when you're autoing. I wish it was a little, you know, quicker. But I understand that, you know, you kind of need the grind to be a little hard to, you know, keep people invested. Thankfully, though, you get a lot of opportunities to get stuff, especially with events. Events are so generous with, like, things, but I'll talk about events a little later. So, the gameplay, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's so much fun. I really enjoy playing it actively. I also really enjoy auto-battling it, and it's nice and quick enough that like I can do it when I'm doing other things, like, you know. So, let's talk about the story. Yes, you could talk. So, for the story, I'm just gonna show off some dialogues, you know, while I talk about the story. But, essentially, the recap I have come up with for the story is you, the navigator, are a Celestiate, an extinct race of people who can control these machines known as Colossi, or Colossus in singular terms. You've lived for 17 years alone with your Colossus, trying to learn about your people, trying to start up your Colossus, and it's just failure after failure. And then you stumble upon Vice and her crew of people. Well, to be more correct, they stumble upon you. And you are finally able to get your Colossus to activate. So together, mainly with Vice, you travel and discover what happened to the extinction of your people, and to, well, fight the Eclipse Lights, which are trying to kill everybody and everything. But that's the basics of it. I don't want to get too deep into it because obviously I am pretty far into it, as I said earlier, and I don't want to spoil it for people who, you know, haven't played the game. But I think this is the best gacha story I have played so far. Hi Nicholas, thank you for talking. But it is the best one I have encountered. It's so engaging, it's well written, which is, I mean, obviously there's some stereotypes of like just general story stuff in there, but overall, I think it's so well written. The characters are lovely, it's just so engaging, and I find myself just wanting to go through the story as fast as I can to absorb all of it, because I love it. It is so incredibly good. I also love the character interactions. I've heard some people talking about, like, they don't like this little, you know, text conversation thing because it can be a little bit of a chore to go through, but I do appreciate it because I love just having these little moments where you can talk to your favorite characters and learn more about them and their personality, since, you know, there isn't like a pre-established, you know, place from them that they came from, except for the collab characters, which we'll talk about later. But I love being able to learn about the characters and seeing how different they are and how they impact the story, because these characters do come in the story. Like, Sinsa right now is kind of a main guy in the story right now, and I love Sinsa so much. He's great. But I find myself wanting to both play this game for how fun it is, the gameplay, and how engaging the story is. And, like, it's not like you're reading an essay, thankfully. Like, they aren't long, but they're not short either. They're definitely nowhere near as short as, like, you know, Fire Emblem Heroes stories. But they're not as long as, like, Genshin stuff, where you feel like it just takes forever for Genshin. So it's a nice balance, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Story, 10 out of 10. Like, honestly, I am enthralled, and I can't wait to learn more. And I really hope I'm selling it as well as I am, or I'm trying to, because, like, it's really worth reading. And if you are playing this game and you are not reading the story, excuse you, you need to go back and read that. You need to go back and do it now. It is so entertaining, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And I want to go, but I have to grind, and frustration. But yeah, that is the overview of gameplay and the story. I hope I'm selling it as well as I love it, because, like, I am not kidding you guys. I have been playing this game more than, like, Fire Emblem, more than World Flipper, more than Genshin, bind in the last month. This game has gotten its fangs into me. It has. Like, let's be honest. It's sunk its teeth into me. So, let's talk about the actual gacha. Because, you know, it's a gacha game. Yeah, gacha. Let's talk about the collab banner after I talk about the normal stuff, because kind of important to talk about the featured normal banners that you usually see, and then I can talk about the collab later. So the gacha rates themselves. So you have 6-star characters at a 2%, 5-star characters at a 9.5%, 4-star characters at a 33%, and 3-star characters at 55.5%. So, as a person who has been playing this game a lot, and I will admit I have spent money on this game, because I know I'm going to keep playing this, let's be honest, I don't think the rates are all that bad, because 5 stars are still really good. Obviously, 4 stars and 3 stars are good too, but mainly I look at characters 5-star and up, because those are the ones that are really, really good. I have gotten quite a bit of them. Let me show them off to you guys. But I don't think the rates are that bad. So here are all my 6 stars. And I've gotten 1 duplicate of Bethlehem. Everybody else I've just got once, which is fine. And then 5 stars, I've gotten quite a lot of them. And you do get 5 stars for free as well. Like, Lola, she was for free from the previous event that just happened. Danya, you get her for free when you're starting the game and you do some quests and stuff. Elma, in the current event, you can get either Elma or I forgot the other one's name for free by playing the event. And like, I've gotten quite a lot of 5 stars, as you could tell. And obviously 4 stars and 3 stars I've gotten quite a lot of too, and you know. But I'm not too sad about getting duplicates of those, because duplicates are strong in this. Like, let me pull up Ghana. Hi, Ghana. Hi. So, duplicates are used for breakthroughs. You get as many breakthroughs as you do as star levels. So obviously, Kana gets 6. The first one you always get for free. The second one depends, you know, on the character. You can get it free or not. Typically with 6 stars at least, you get the first 2 for free. And then, you know, you need the dupes, which you get when you summon another one. So your, like, character page isn't, like, stacked full of duplicates. They turn into this nice little convenient currency that you don't need to worry about until you know, you, merge them. But the upgrades that you get are very, very nice. So example, for Kana, her active skill turns into a preemptive strike, which means the second you start the map, she has it available, which is so good. I want it, but I haven't gotten it. And then you get some stat upgrades, and then typically your final one increases something. Most of the time it's like weapons, you know, etc, etc. And you have heartstones. So when you summon a duplicate of somebody, you get both the soul bar of the character, so that is used for upgrading them, or you get heartstones and either star gems or just star gems, and those are used for upgrading and, you know, stuff. So it doesn't hurt as much when you get a dupe in this, say, as if you get a dupe in, say, World Flipper, especially once you get them to 100 to their max. You're kind of just like, great, I have a duplicate for no reason. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate that it's so useful to get dupes. Let me show you how summoning looks. Let me preface this, I should have done this earlier for the fightings. I am emulating it on my computer, so some of the flashes don't turn out as good as they should, because on the phone, like, you don't have a giant white screen. On the computer, unfortunately, you do, which happens. It happens. So, let's show off how summoning looks. So you got this nice little lever, and you get a preview of what color, you know, like you could just and you can tell what you're going to get. Like, I know I'm gonna get a 3-star. Yep, 3-star. Oh yay, it's Chainsaw Rick. Yeah, and see, it tells you that you have duplicates. And since I've gotten enough duplicates of him, obviously I don't get his Solemnbur, so, you know, just Heartstones and Stellar Gems, which is fine. So that's how it is. When you summon a 10 pull, that little screen where you saw like the map, you'll see 10 pillars of light, and you'll see, okay, I've gotten 2 3-stars, 4 4-stars, and blah 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 blah. You know, you can see the colors. So when you see a 6-star, it's orange, 5 stars are gold, 4 stars are purple, 3 stars are blue. And I like that. I really like the summoning in this. I think it's very classy, it's quick, you could skip everything. Like, you pull the lever, you can press skip, and it just shows you the results of what you get when you get a 10 pull, unless you get somebody new, and then they'll do a fancy little animation and stuff for it. It is nice. It is so nice, and it's really fun, and I like that it's quick enough that it just doesn't drag on forever. Now let's actually talk about, you know, pity, because pity is an important feature of gachas. So you get 50 recruitment tries, and if you don't get a 6-star in those 50 recruitments, your 2% increases to 4.5%. If you still don't get one at the 4.5% rate, it increases to 7%. Yep, you heard me. It goes from 4.5 to 7 in one go. And if you keep not getting a 6-star, every pull you do increases by 2.5% until it reaches 100. And once you get a 6-star, it resets back to 2, and, you know, your 50 restarts. Which is, I honestly love how that happens. Cause like, I obviously have a lot of the Lumabar. I have no idea how to say it. And that is the main thing you use to summon up. You use this to convert into star flares or special star flares for events, you know. And it takes 300 of the Lumabar to turn into 1 pull, and then 3,000 for a 10 pull. And for the rates for that, like, it's not bad, because, like, you get 50 Lumabar for clearing a story map, and then you get 100 total if you 3-star the map, which is great. It gives you a lot of opportunities to collect a lot of summons. So it makes the pity system really, really good, in my opinion. And like, I've done a lot of summoning, obviously, but I've only really hit pity like twice, which is kind of nutty. Like, I've gotten 6 stars before the pity, and it's good. And on top of that, so say for example you're summoning on this rotating recruitment and you really want Eve. Eve is the current 6-star on this. Go back. I don't want to talk about the collab yet. So if you get 2 6-stars and they're not Eve on this, say, voting recruitment, your next one is guaranteed to be the 6-star. So for example, if you hit 50 each time and then you got a 6-star, you will guarantee get another, like, the next 6-star is gonna be the focus. And I like that, because like, it gives you something to fall back on, and you know, it's really good. I mean, it's hard. I'm not telling you it's easy. It's hard to get 6 stars. It's hard to get duplicates of 6 stars. For example, like, let me just scroll down here. Like, look at this. So you have a 2% chance for Novio, Hetty, Bethlehem, Luke, Paloma, and look at all these. That's a lot of 6 stars. And that 2% rate is split up between all of them. So it's just, it's hard. It's hard, obviously, to get multiples of the 6 stars, which is okay, because 6 stars themselves are very powerful at the start. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is I think the gacha is good. I think it's very generous. I think it's fun to pull. The dupes are useful, and like, you don't feel sad when you get a dupe. Like, when I get a dupe of a 3-star character, I'm like, yes, more currency to upgrade characters. Thank you. And I'm totally cool with that. And I really like it. Now let's talk about this collab banner, because this is the first collab for this gacha. Because collabs exist, you know, and I think it's all right. I like that these characters are not, like, insanely broken. Obviously, in my opinion, I think this one is better. I think Kana and Elma are significantly better than Toru and the other one. I forgot her name again. But these guys are not ones that you necessarily need to pull, and I appreciate that, you know, that happens. Like, for the last event, the 2 banners were Novio and Bethlehem, and obviously I got both because I really, really liked them. And, you know, I like that the new characters feel like they fit so naturally into the game. They're not like, I have to summon for it. It's game breaking. And it's probably because this gacha is still relatively new. It's like 6 months old. And who knows, maybe that'll change down the line, but I do appreciate that you don't have to summon on every single new shiny thing. So yeah, I'm giving the gacha overall, I think a 10 out of a 10, honestly, because it's so rewarding, and I'm so floored that dupes actually, like, mean something. Like, Nemesis, look at this lovely Nemesis. They're a 5-star, and I've gotten them full breakthrough. Like, they are so good. I love using them. They are insane. Like, I love that, like, all characters can be usable, and yes, just 10 out of 10. I might just be saying it because I'm extremely biased towards this game, but yeah, 10 out of a 10. And before we get into my thoughts, let's talk about this user interface, shall we? So, this is the home screen, as I showed you. You get a nice little preview of what you got. So this is Nightium, I can't speak, which is a currency used for a lot of things. You got Prism, which is your energy for doing stuff in the game, and then you got the Lemon Bar, which is, you know, recruitment stuff. And I think this is one of my favorite looking user interfaces out of all of the gachas I've played. It's just so pleasing, and it's not overwhelming too, which I really appreciate. Like, over here, like, you got nice little icons, but like most of the time you don't need to click on them unless they got like the little notification. So they kind of just melt away until you need them, and they make it bright. They make it bright that you need to do this. Down here, you have, you know, your Aurorians, where you get your characters, formations for team building, illustrations. You can look at pretty things. You can look at pretty things, you can look at recaps, and like that. Listen to the soundtrack, guys. Like, the soundtrack in this game is just chef's kiss. Your warehouse is where you keep all of your stuff, because, oh boy, you get a lot of stuff in this game. You get a lot. And then Old Seal, it's something you unlock, you know, a while, but you get, these characters after completing like multiple stage quests, and yay, a free 6-star essentially for just playing the game. Heck yeah. And you know, I showed you the exploring map. I love that it moves. I love that you get a nice background. Like, it's just pretty. Obviously, like, they repeat the same background kind of over and over, which is okay, but like, you know, that's not the main focus, but, you know, you get to just scroll around the world a little bit, see little things, you know, look for things, and you're like, whee! I just think it's so clean, and I love the color palette of everything. It's just easy to look at. It's not overwhelming, and like, when you have a featured character, like, that's what you see. You predominantly see your featured character because they move and they are very, very pretty, like Bethlehem here. Gosh, can you tell Bethlehem's my favorite? I love Bethlehem so much. She's so pretty. And like her character and her personality, oh, love. But that's for my thoughts down the line. One feature I really need to talk about that's part of the user interface, because, you know, it's not really gameplay, it's not really other things, but the Colossus. I adore this Colossus because, look, you could just see your little characters, you get friends, visits, and you could just, like, see them living their life on this machine. Just doing stuff, hanging out. Where's the exercise room? Like, they could drink, they could play music, and it's just so... Oh, there we go! Exercise, heck yeah! Play that game, Kana, play Tetris! It's just so fun. You get like a little moment where you can just see characters living their life. And like, of course you could talk to them, they got story things, sometimes they'll give you presents, you can decorate this, and it's just... I love it. I love it. You get resources from it, obviously, like passively, so you really don't have to do all that much. You can craft, you can do dispatches where, you know, you get stuff. The only one I'm not really fond of is the command simulator. One's okay. Not really worth my energy at this point yet, but I love the Colossus so much. Like, I love just watching them, you know, walk around, do their own thing, live their life on this beautiful ship. You can view books, you could just, it's so nice. It's just, I wish more gacha games did this. Like, you could just watch them, just hang out, like, they're so cute. And I love how clean, like, everybody looks. Like, it just, I love it, I love it. So, okay, yeah. I do have one gripe about the user interface. So obviously you got a store because it's a gacha game. They want you to spend money, duh. But however, there are like things you can get for free-to-play stuff. Like, you use your Nidium that you collect to buy stuff here, which is good. There's a game mode where you collect the text fragments, which you can use to spend here. And which was... At least the black market was a little more advertised. The secret store is advertised in its game mode, but I wish they were a little more advertised, but that's fine. Not that big of a deal. Overall, I'm going to give it the user interface a 9 out of 10. I wish this wasn't so big. I mean, I get it, it's the event. You want the people to play the event. I don't know, I wish it was like underneath the event book, you know, instead of... But hey, that's a little minor nitpick. Before I dive into my final thoughts, I'm just gonna let something run for a little bit so that you guys just aren't staring at the screen while I, you know, do stuff while I talk. Okay, let's do that. So, my final thoughts. Can you tell I love this game? Can you tell I love this game? There have been so many times where I've been playing this and I'm just like, I should stream. I should stream because this is fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I want people to see me having fun, but I don't know. I will eventually stream this game. I will be playing this game. It is a staple in my daily routine now, and not only that, the husband plays this game. The husband plays this game, and it's fun to have a game that I can talk to my husband about. Speaking of him, actually, I asked him to write up what he likes about the game, what, you know, draws him to it. So I'm gonna just read that off. This is from husband. I think the biggest reason why I like it is because all of its systems feel so naturally integrated with each other. The story is actually really good, the characters are all fun, all of the systems and mechanics are built in a way that it highlights those strengths. Duplicates feel good enough to pull because you get great rewards for them, and the pull system is generous enough that you can semi-regularly get strong new additions to your team. And I agree with him, like, it is so incredibly fun, and I feel like I can make anything work. Like, obviously this is my main team comp right now, and people are probably being like, pretty. Excuse you. Why are you not using a solid element team? And maybe that's how you're supposed to play the game, but I have fun playing it this way, so I'm gonna play it this way. One of the things though that really didn't click with me at the start was the character designs, because I felt like a lot of the character designs just didn't pop. You know, a lot of the character designs are very black, white, and a pop color. And at first I was like, they could do a little better, but as I've played this game, as I've grown with it, I appreciate that thought so much more, because I can see why they are doing that, because you have a colorful grid. As you can see, it is very colorful, and it really gives a chance for the characters to stand out no matter what color tile they are on. And it just feels like this game has so much love, care, thought put into it, and I can feel that, and it makes me enjoy the game so much more than I would have really thought. Of course, like, I've seen stuff for Alchemy Stars before playing this game, and I was like, alright, this is probably a fun one to review. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I might like it, I might not like it. And here I am, after playing it for a month, thoroughly in love with this game. Out of this gacha series that I've done so far, this is easily my favorite gacha I've tried. I know I spoke highly of World Flipper, but I'll talk about World Flipper another time because I need to retouch that one. But overall, like, this has been the most fun I've had with a gacha game, and I really love playing it. I wish that there was more like cooperativeness. Like, I would love to have a game mode where I like play with my husband or something. You can use people's characters, you know, and whatever, but like, wish there was that. The events in this game are extremely generous. Like, it's nutty. The events are great. If you are watching this when it comes out, it should be at the butt end of this current event for the collab. Go play now. Go play now. Go play now. Play as much as you can. Get all of the rewards you can. I was planning on doing this like once the event came out, but I've just been playing it too much that I haven't had the time to sit down and record this. So yeah, I will for sure play this game in the future. Like, you guys are gonna have to just get used to me playing this game, because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Seriously. But I would like to know your thoughts on my review. Has my review enticed you to play Alchemy Stars? There's been a lot of things that I didn't even talk about in my review, but you know, I just wanted to talk about the big things. And Bethlehem, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. But I wanted to talk about the big things and, you know, try to sell this game to you. I know I'm not being paid for this, obviously. I'm a small YouTuber in the grand scheme of things, but I thoroughly enjoy this game, and I want more people to play it so that it can last longer, and I am so excited to see how this game evolves in the future, seeing more of the character designs, seeing if there's more collabs, honestly. Like, I was a little apprehensive to the Kobayashi's Dragon Maid collab at first, but it's kind of grown on me. But yeah. What are your thoughts? Are you gonna try out Alchemy Stars? If you are, let me know, because I will add you as a friend and you can use my units. But yeah, I'm in love with this game. I just want to play it all the time. My next gacha review is going to be one that is less good than this one. That one's gonna be interesting, and then I think I've caught up on all of the ones that I want to do immediately. Yeah, I would love ideas for gacha game reviews. You can comment them here, post it in my Discord, you know, whatever works for you works for me. So, thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Keep fighting your battles, and I will see you guys, well, next time. Toodaloo!